Hi guys, welcome, welcome, welcome. We're connecting to YouTube as well. Okay, awesome. We are live on YouTube. Hello everyone. Let's see. Gearing up to see some people hopping on right now. Okay, awesome. We are live. All right, so we have a few people coming on. Guys, you can go ahead and comment in the chat and let me know if you can hear me. Are you able to hear me, guys, on IG? All right, great. So we have a few people watching on both platforms. Welcome, welcome, welcome to another Boss Teacher Live. Okay, fabulous. So y'all can hear me. Can you hear me? Can you hear me over there on YouTube? Let me know. And as soon as I get a yes, we're just going to jump into things very clearly. Okay, fabulous. Great, great, great. Okay, yay, they're hearing me loud and clear. See, Fire Girl Bailey, I see Chanel, and what is this? H Sun Sonique Crochet. Okay. Welcome, welcome, welcome to another Boss Teacher Live. Now, I want to, first of all, just welcome everybody who has been consistently coming out to these sessions over the past few weeks that we have been having them. Hi, Anthony, welcome again. Thank you for joining. And just showing up early. That's one of the most important things, showing up early, because when you come early, you don't miss a single word. Now, for those of you who are here for the very first time, I am the Boss Teacher. Call me Julia. That's completely okay. And we meet here every Monday night at 7 p.m. and we're literally talking about how you can build a global business as a teacher entrepreneur. For those of you who do not know, I am a former classroom teacher. I am early childhood trained. I absolutely love rolling around with the kids. And I don't know how I would have managed virtual teaching, even though I'm a bit of a techie, but I love the physical interaction that you get, especially with the little ones at a young age. So that's a little bit about me. I quit my teaching job in 2017. I literally just walk away from the classroom full time. And tonight I'm going to be delving into just a few of the reasons why I decided to step away in 2017 and why it's important for you as a teacher to think about some of those things. I'm not encouraging you to walk away from your job at all. I'm just sharing with you from the perspective of somebody who has, for you to really take stock, Yeah, that's the word I want to use. So, as usual, I want you to pay attention. I want you to take notes. You may need to take notes. So grab a pen, grab a paper, grab a chalk or a marker if you have to, some whiteboard markers, and ask away. The comments are open just for you. Ask a lot of questions. You know why? I need you to ask questions for two things. One, sometimes you ask a question that answers another person's thoughts that they didn't even know they had. Like you ask a question and somebody was like, oh yeah, for true, you know, for real. That's very important for me to know. So when you ask those questions, I get to respond to them and we just enlighten and give value to everybody. The other reason I want you to ask questions is because the more questions you ask me, it gives me a good understanding of some of the content that you are interested in. And so when I come here on a Monday night, I'm literally delivering to you what you want to hear. So I have a ton of ideas. Believe me, I have a list of things on my computer that I want to share with you, and that list is very long. But I would rather share with you what you are most interested in than what I think you are interested in learning. So when you ask those questions, when you give your comments, when you share, then it helps me to narrow down some of the content that you are more interested in, and then I'll definitely deliver that kind of content to you when we meet on a Monday night. All right. Now, there's one more thing I want to beg you to do. Please, I'm going to ask you kindly that tonight, send the link to one of your teacher colleagues. Send this link to one of your teacher colleagues and make sure that when you're coming on next week, Monday night session, you drag them along with you. Because here's the thing, the more people hear about this, is the more it's going to affect some lives, and the more lives are going to be transformed. Let me tell you, you guys know how I love to talk about the transformation that is happening in my community all the time. It brings me to tears a lot. And those are the kinds of things that keep me, like the teacher in me love to see those kinds of transformations occurring in people's lives. So share away, and make sure you bring a teacher colleague on with you next week. Now, tonight, what we're going to be talking about, let me just double check something. Great. So tonight, what we're going to be talking about is just about 5 reasons that why I decided to leave the classroom, and why you should really pay attention to this. Because one of the things I find is that for us as teachers, we give so much to our students. We give so much to our school and their development over the years, and we nurture them like babies from the time we get them on in September or August until they end the school year in June or July. And for the entire period, the only time that we ever think of ourselves is probably when we get midterm, probably not midterm, because midterm is usually filled with a lot of workshops, but when we get a end of term break. You see those holiday breaks, some of us, we like to take a trip to another foreign country. Most of us, for me in Jamaica, a lot of my teachers end up in New York or Florida for summer break. Like, that's the thing. But like, if you're not going overseas, you find yourself at a hotel for a week just to get away and just relax and just be you. And I personally, and this is just my personal thing, you can disagree with me if you want, right? I personally believe that teachers deserve more than just a week away at a hotel or a month away, just trying not to think about our students. And you and I know that the rest of the world think that when we get summer break, we don't work. We know differently, so we're not going to dispute that. So for, let's say, for 8, 9, 10 months out of the year, we're literally not thinking about ourselves. And I think we really need to take stock and put ourselves first for once. To just think about what our dreams, what our desires, what your heart really wants, and think about when you go to sleep at night. What are some of the things that when you rest your head on the pillow and you close your eyes before you go to sleep, you say to yourself, I wish I would be able to do this. I wish I could have done that. I wish this could happen to me. Like those things that you think about and you dream about so much. Like, why can't you just put them at number 1 on the list? Why is it so difficult? And in around about 2013, I started to get that really, really nudge in my heart that I needed to step away from the classroom. That was when it started to pull on me. So this was from 2013. And then all the way up to 2017, that's 4 years from the time I had that real deep sense of feeling. 4 whole years I held it in and did nothing. Mind you, during that point, I was still completing my degree, and a couple other things were going on. But in 2017, a couple things hit me, and I'm gonna go through 5 reasons, 5, why I decided to just quit and walk away. And I didn't quit and walk away because I hated my job. I say this, like the number 1 thing for teaching for me is just engaging with the students. If I didn't have to write lesson plans, if my salary wasn't all that lousy, I'd probably still be in the classroom. Just being with the kids and having that kind of engagement was the world for me. But here are a couple of reasons why I had to walk away. Now, the first one was that work-related stress was affecting my physical health. From the very first day I stepped into the classroom in 2006, well, no, my second job as a teacher, I remember being sick for 3 months and nobody knew what was wrong with me. I went to the doctor on and off. I was always ill. I had the fever all the time. I felt nauseous. And I kept going to the doctor doing blood test after blood test, and we couldn't figure out what in the world was wrong with me. And for 3 whole months, I was ill. And that was the very first time I taught high school. And that's how I knew high school was not for me. Because I started out in the high school system, and then I transitioned to early childhood. So I stepped into the high school classroom, and for 3 months I was ill. You see, the moment we got break, you see, the moment we got the end of term break, and I was out of the classroom, my body miraculously, when I say miraculously, my body miraculously healed. And every time I look back at that experience, I realized how stressed I was during that 3-month period of my life. And that was not the first time that had happened to me. Over the years, I found myself, because I was losing sleep, I was writing lesson plans all the time, marking papers all the time, thinking about my students all the time. I found myself just deteriorating physically. And there are days that I would just take a Panadol just to fall asleep at night, to how my headache was just so intense. I would have to take painkillers to go to sleep, or I just probably would not sleep. And I kept looking back at that, and I realized to myself, geez and peas, I don't think it is fair to my body to go through life like this, to be so stressed that it is affecting me physically to the point that I have to be taking medication. That did not make any sense to me. And so I just charge you to think about that for yourselves. Is your physical health being affected to the point where you cannot perform or you need medication to perform? And you see, the thing about it, this is something that you can prevent. It's not like it's an illness that is incurable and nobody can help you. No, like, the problem is the fact that you are stressed. And what is the root of the stress? Well, for me, the root of my stress was everything that was entailed as part of my job as a teacher. Right? And so I just thinking about that, I said, no, I need to live a long, healthy life. And I cannot allow, because of the stresses that I'm experiencing at work, for me to drop down and dead before time. You understand? And I've seen, I'm not gonna blame it on teaching, but I've known of teachers who literally drop out, as we say in Jamaica, early, and you just know, say, it's the school stress. Like, we have so many illnesses that are not scientifically proven, but me, in my heart, I know what is the root of all the evil. Somebody here in the comments is saying that high school stress landed them in the hospital too. And I know Sonny and I are not the only two teachers that can identify with that situation. And so in putting yourself first, in putting myself first, I had to realize that my health is way more important than the praises of parents and the accomplishments of the students in my class. As much as I love them and I want to see them thrive, and as much as I want to nurture them to the best of their ability, I cannot do that to the best of my ability if I am popped down somewhere in a hospital. And so that was one of the major factors that caused me to really, really think about whether or not I'm going to continue living like this, or I'm going to make a change that's going to benefit me. You understand? So has that ever happened to anybody else? Like, really? Has that ever happened? I see Sonny in the comments say, yes, that has happened to her. or him. I'm not sure whether it's a him or a her. But yeah, so those are, that is one of the things that was really, really important for me, because I'm all about health and wellness. I love being healthy. I love just, I'm an exercise girl. I used to be a gym rat at one point. So all of those things, coupled with the fact that I could not be as healthy as I wanted to be, it just didn't make sense to me. It didn't make sense. So I literally just had to take a stand, right? Now, the next thing that influenced me to walk away from my job was the fact that every morning, every single morning, when I get up, iron my clothes, comb my hair, do my face and all that to step out into to school, the only thing that kept me happy was seeing the children's faces. That was the only thing. Outside of that, I was completely miserable. I was completely miserable. Like, I didn't look forward to driving into to school campus. I didn't look forward to facing my principal. I didn't look forward to stepping into the admin, because admin, there's always a sour face going on in admin somewhere. Like, teachers and admin, we just cannot agree on anything ever. Like, I don't know which teacher has a very good relationship 100% of the time with your admin. Tell me. I don't know, but not me. I didn't have that. And so I really didn't enjoy getting up in the mornings, putting on my clothes to go off to work. And I'm thinking to myself, why am I doing this? Why do I keep indulging in something that I absolutely hate? Like, that don't make no sense. Like, if there's something that you absolutely hate, why do you keep doing it over and over and over? You understand? So I sat and I started to rationalize these things in my head. The fact that I was always sick because I was so stressed. I got up every morning being miserable to go off to work. And the only thing that really kept me alive during the day was seeing the smile on my kids' faces. Miss Barnes, you know, that was the only thing. Everything else was just unpleasant. And so that, again, really didn't make any sense to me. So if you're going to go through life being miserable about what you're doing, then just don't do it. Like, you have a choice. And I understand that it might not be as simple as not walking away or not doing it for some of you. Because I've had a friend who literally sat in her teaching job for years and years and years and years. And every day, like, this was while I was in college, she would complain about the job. We would have to help her out with bus fare to get back home many, many nights after school was finished. And sometimes she didn't have food to eat simply because her salary was, you understand? But she stayed there because I guess she rationalized her living conditions and what it would be without that job that was barely paying her anything. You know? So I understand it might not be as easy for many people, but at some point, for me, I had to take a stand on that. Which brings me to point number 3 of why I walked away from my teaching job. Point number 3, right? No, every teacher knows that we are not paid enough, right? Every teacher knows. If you agree, just say amen. And if it burns you, just say ouch. Ouch. That's me. Ouch. I am ouch and amen. We know that we are not paid enough for the work that we do. And when I looked at the credentials that were behind my name, because here's the thing, I used to work in HR. So I have a little bit of experience when it comes down to evaluating credentials versus your expertise and paying you what you're worth based on the value that you bring to the organization. Not just your experience or your expertise, but the value that you bring to the organization. I've worked in corporate, and my corporate experience was in human resource, where I did interviews, where I hired people, where I had to fire people, where I had to promote people and demote people. That was my little corporate experience that I had. And in my very last teaching job, guys, because this is the one that really got me the most. In my very last teaching job, I was walking away at the end of every single month at the time to 60,000 Jamaican dollars. And that is roughly equivalent to roughly 430 US dollars currently. And that might sound a lot for a lot of people, because there are, as much as I was getting that every single month, I know there are tons of teachers who are getting way lower than that, even now in 2020 for their pay. But 60,430 US is like, can I tell you? It was disgusting. And when I looked at the pay scale of a lot of the teachers that were in my group, not necessarily where I was working, but my colleagues, and I looked at the national pay scale, and I realized that if this is the kind of money that I am supposed to be killing myself over, I am not going to be able to live the kind of life that I sit down and dream about when I go to bed at night. You understand? I want to be able to enjoy life. And looking at the teacher's salary cannot enable you to enjoy life the way you really and truly dream about. And that is a fact. And the fact that I was getting way less, probably about almost 50% less than the salary scale that was for an entry-level job, because I was working in a private institution. So my salary compared to the government salary was a couple $1,000 less. That alone just made me super depressed. That was only able to pay my rent, pay my bus fare, and probably buy food to take me through the month. Like absolutely nothing else. Had it not been for my husband, I probably would not have been able to survive the way I survived on that salary alone. And so when I looked at that, and plus I looked at the fact that, okay, so maybe I should just get a government job. But then the government job that will give you the higher salary comes with all of the same other things that I'm running away from, plus more. Because walking away from 25 students in a class to 45, 50 students in a class was not something that I'm looking forward to just to get an extra $1,000, couple $1,000 on my pay. So when I did those evaluations, guys, I'm like, this does not look very promising at all. You understand? And so, when I weighed everything on the balance, and I'm saying, yo, this does not look very promising at all. I cannot go through life just scraping at the bare minimum. And then when I retire, I look back and say, Lord, what did I do with my life? Like, I want to travel to India and I can't afford it because my teaching salary could not do it. I want to go get diarrhea from some Indian food and curry and all these things. So I'm looking forward to eating Indian food and getting diarrhea. I'm weird. In India, not in Jamaica, in India. I'm weird. But all those dreams that are in my head, I really look at it and say, listen, this teacher salary cannot do any of this for me. And as a result, that's what, point number 4, I did all of those evaluations and realized that, I'm just getting strike after strike after strike, and these strikes are not positive, they are negative. And so that was also one of the things that influenced me to really walk away. So I have 2 more. The 4th one, and this was the one that really did it for me, guys. This is the one that really did it for me, is that I didn't have any time for myself. I really didn't have any time for myself. And this is how my week went. We're gonna start with Monday. All right, this is how my week went. Monday morning to Friday, get up, go to work, leave work at 3:30. Not leave work. Get the kids off to aftercare at 3:30. Then sit down until maybe 5 o'clock marking papers and setting homework. When I get home 5 o'clock, I'm when I leave work 5 o'clock, pick up my kids, get home by 6, whatever. I am reevaluating and prepping for my lesson plan for next week. For tomorrow. Right? And all that time, I'm probably trying to figure out, okay, what am I going to cover? What am I going to put in my lesson plan for next week for the kids? That's Monday to Friday. Friday night, Friday night, all day Saturday, Sunday after church, I'm putting my lesson plan together for the week to come. Now, bear in mind, when I left in 2017, my son was 3 years old, right? I have a husband. And my husband barely got a good couple of hours out of the entire week. Like if he got a good 3 hours of my time and attention, that was good. That was really good. And on top of that, I had my son was 3 years old, and as much as he and I were in the same school, like he was downstairs in K class and I was upstairs teaching grade 1. As much as he was there, like we really didn't spend any time together as a family. And as mother-son, mother-child connection, and as a teacher myself, that hurt. That hurt, because knowing that I was spending so much time with other kids that weren't my own, and my own child was not getting enough of me, it hurt me to the core. Like that alone, just thinking about that tore me up inside. That alone tore me up inside, and I couldn't process that thought at all. There are so many times that he would want my attention, and I say, go to your father, I can't deal with it now. Go and talk to daddy, go and play with daddy. And I was like, okay, mommy is busy. And like those things in my head, it was tormenting me. And I couldn't deal with it. I said, no, if nothing else, this is going to be the reason I walk away from this job. Because I needed to be able to nurture my son the very same way I was nurturing the other 24 in my care. So guys, that one is really deep for me. Trust me, it really is deep. And when I saw a lot of the things that was also doing for my marriage, the very fact that my husband barely got 3 good hours out of me out of the entire week, I could not allow my relationship to deteriorate because of my job, because I value my husband more than I value my job. And so that was the one that really hit home for me when I saw how much time I was spending doing schoolwork. I said, no, this is not an 8-hour job. This is a 23-hour job. And that cannot occur. That cannot continue. Like I cannot be working 20 odd hours per week. Not per week, sorry. Sometimes per day, because sometimes I only got like 3, 4, 5, 6 hours sleep the most. We all know how unhealthy that is, right? So all of that coupled together, right? All of that coupled together, the fact that my physical health was being affected, like the stress-related illnesses were real. The fact that I felt miserable every single morning when I got up to go to work. The fact that I just figured, my salary needed to be a little bit more. The fact that I hardly had any time for myself. All of that bundled together got me to the point of saying, you know what? I have to go. This gut feeling that I am getting, and this is number 5, I just had that gut feeling that I had to walk away. And if I didn't make up my mind to walk away, God kicked me out of the classroom. Let me tell you what happened. So towards the end of the school year, I had decided that I was going to resign, but I was kind of still iffing and butting about it. And in May, the end of May, my son, 3 years old at the time, passed out in devotion one morning. I had to leave my grade 1 class, rush him to the kids' clinic. He vomited on me on there. I was crying like a mad person in front of everybody. His temperature was ridiculously high. And the long and short of it, he had a throat infection. He had a bacterial infection. And I was like, you know what? This is the last straw for me, because I need to just spend some quality time with my son to make sure he grows healthy. And so I remember at the end of that experience, I said, you know what? This is it. If I never made up my mind before, this is where it ends for me. I called my mother and I said, Mommy, could you keep my son for me for the end of the school year until the school year ends? And then my mother kept him for the rest of May, all of June. And when we had holidays in July. And that was it. I just handed in my resignation after that. And I just decided to continue homeschooling him from that point on. And let me tell you something, guys. That was the best decision I've ever made in a long while, to really walk away from all that stress, all that unhealthy environment, and just not loving what I was doing as a teacher in my career. It's been like, we're 2017, it's now 2020. So it's like 2 years. Let's call it 2 years, because for me, the date's kind of, yes. So 2.5 years now that I've been away from my teaching job. It's been one of the best 2.5 years of my life in terms of my career. And you guys have seen me evolve. A lot of you saw me when I came online for the very first time in November, December of 2018. And you saw me grow. And you saw a lot of the transformations that has occurred in my life. From me just walking away from the classroom, not having any idea what I was going to be doing with the rest of my life. I didn't know, guys. I didn't have a plan. I really didn't. And the only thing that kept me was the couple stocks that we had bought as a family. Like we had some investment and we had to cash them out to survive, literally. So I didn't have a plan. I didn't know what I was going to do, but everything, because I had that gut feeling that God was just nudging on my heart, saying, you need to go now. That gut feeling, I followed my heart, I stepped out, and everything literally started to fall into place. It's been 2 years now, and I cannot say to you that I will ever think about going back into the classroom. Not in these kinds of situations. Like, things have to change. If things change, maybe I'll think about it. But right now, no. And some of you saw me from the day I stepped out when I started the Boss Teacher podcast, and I was talking and sharing the experiences of all these teachers who themselves have walked away from the classroom and they started their own business. And I got all excited and fired up and said, listen, it is possible, because if they did it, that means I can do it too. And so I'm watching all of these teachers who started their businesses. They have tutoring business. They have spas. They own, like one of the teachers. She's one of my hairdressers. She owns a natural hair salon. And she said, listen, I'll never go back into the classroom. You understand? So teachers have evolved in so many ways, and I am just proud of what I'm seeing, that we didn't settle for something that we hated. We didn't settle for something that we don't deserve. We didn't settle for something that made us unhappy, but we stepped out and went after our dreams. So my question to you is, and I'm gonna be going to the comments in a little bit. My question to you is, are you going to settle? And like I said, I'm not encouraging anybody sometimes we as teachers we take it to the point of we put what's best for our students before we put what's best for us. And that's good sometimes, but it's not good all the time. We need to consider really what is best for us and decide, how am I going to now move forward? Having the realization that in order for me to stay healthy, happy, and flourishing in life the way God intended for me to, how am I going to proceed? So that is my charge for you guys. And that's really all I came on to talk about tonight. So let me know what your questions are, whether it relates to my experience, how I left the classroom, or just about anything, literally anything. And I'll answer them. I'll share as best as I possibly can with you. And I'm gonna share something else with you before we clock out tonight as well, because I'm having a training. As a matter of fact, let me just share it to you now. So while you're typing the questions, just watch your screen. I'm gonna share something with you. Screen share. All right, so let me find that. All right, so for those of you on YouTube, you should be seeing my screen right now. Now, on my screen is a session that I'm going to be having exclusively for teachers. Now, if after tonight you sat down and thought about those factors that are really affecting your career, and if you're deciding one to either make your exit, or you've already made your exit and you need to figure out what is the next best step for you, this you're gonna want to pay attention. Now, if you're on IG, guys, I'm sorry you can't see my screen. Just hop on over to YouTube. So one of the things I struggled with when I just started was, what am I going to do next with my life? I always knew I wanted to be an entrepreneur. Like, entrepreneurship was always in my blood. I kid you not. I felt it many, many years ago, and I knew. But when I stepped out as a teacher, you know, we don't get business training in teachers college. That's not a part of it, not unless you're a business teacher. But for the most part, 99% of us don't get business training in college. And so when I stepped out as a teacher, one of the reasons I started the Boss Teacher podcast was to really look at the examples of teachers around me who have done it, see what they did, and see how I can model their success. That was the main reason for the Boss Teacher podcast. And so I didn't have anybody to hold my hand specifically one-on-one and say, hey, Julia, this is what you need to do. This is how you need to start. This is where you need to go. These are some of the things you need to implement right now. And so because I didn't have that help, and I know some of you are at that stage, especially in quarantine when virtual learning is hitting you hard, you need that extra help. So I'm opening up this forum for you guys to have access to this training. No, it's going to be held on the 26th of September. That is 2 Saturdays from today. And we're going to sit down for 3 whole hours. And I'm going to take you through step by step a few things. Now, here are the couple of things that we're going to be talking about. How to identify your sellable skills. Now, this is a workshop that I've been doing in schools, like in person, before quarantine hit. And every single time, I'm going to share some of the testimonials as well on my timeline, on Instagram and on Facebook. But every single time I do this activity, this particular one, identifying your sellable skills, there are teachers who birth business ideas that they never even knew they had. One teacher, when I checked up on her 2 months later, she had published a book. She didn't realize there was a book in her, and she was pitching it to the Ministry of Education. Still has her teaching job, by the way. Still has her teaching job, but now she has a second income stream from the book that she published, all because we did an activity about how to identify your sellable skills. So I'm literally going to go through that with you. And you can see it right here. So step 1 is to identify your sellable skills. What do you have within you already? I'm not sending you back to school to learn anything. I'm literally just going to pull the skills and talents that you have in you already, so you can see how you can use it to generate an additional stream of income. The second thing I'm going to help you to do is to write your transformation statement. Now, you hear me talk about the word transformation all the time because I love it. As teachers, we transform students' life, and we have to know how we're going to transform the lives of our potential clients and our potential students in this side business or this side hustle or this full-time business or this additional income stream that we're going to be building. And then step 3, we're going to identify 7 products and services that you can sell based on the transformation statement that we create at step 2. So everything is connected. We're going through everything step by step from start to finish. And then the 4th thing, we're going to determine your value-based pricing. Now, value-based pricing is a thing that I like because we're not going to slap a $50 or $20 or $100 on our product just because. We have to figure out how we're going to determine how much our products and services are worth and sell it accordingly. And then the final thing we're going to do in that workshop is that we're going to decide where to find our ideal customers online. Because from the transformation statement, you will now realize who your ideal customers are. And then I'm going to help you to determine how you can connect with them on various platforms online. So let me see in the comments. Let me just double check in the comments. Who is really thinking about starting or building or birthing that winning business right now? Because if you are ready, I am ready to help you. 2 Saturdays from today, we're going to be jumping into this in a 3-hour workshop. So let's see, you're going to have to come ready to learn, ready to work, because at the end of that Saturday, we are all going to be walking away with a business that we are going to be starting and pushing and using it to earn an additional stream of income. Because here's the thing, at the end of the day, The whole point of having the business is to make more money so that you can enjoy a better quality of life. I see those 5 things that I talked about earlier, the low quality of life that I was living as a teacher. I am not there anymore. I'm gonna tell you the honest truth. I am not there anymore. I am not where I want to be. That is the honest truth. But as it relates to where I was, to where I want to be, I'm far happier. I am enjoying life a whole lot more. I am enjoying a lot more peace and tranquility in my life than I ever had in a single day in the classroom. And it's all because I decided that I'm going to step out, start my business, and pursue the gifts and talents that God gave to me. So let me find out from you guys. Are you ready to step out and start building your winning business? I'm checking the comments. Now, for those of you who are interested, I know this is kind of delayed, so especially on YouTube, I have to wait a couple seconds before I see all the comments coming up when I ask any questions. For those of you who are interested and you're ready to do it tonight, you will realize that the investment into this program is going to cost $150 US. Now, here is the thing. For tonight, if you decide that you are going to invest in this program tonight, because remember, we're going to do it 2 Saturdays from now, not this Saturday. Next week, Saturday is the Saturday where we're going to put in the work. If you decide that you are ready, and you are ready right now, and you are ready to invest, I'm going to allow you access to this program for only $100. So the full price as of tomorrow morning is going to be $150. If you register tonight, you get all of $50 off. Good? So let me know if you are interested in joining the program tonight, like right now, tonight before 12 midnight, then I'm going to send you, as a matter of fact, let me put the link in the comments right now, inside of YouTube. Let's find it. Where are we? Where's YouTube? Hold up. What did I do? What did you do, Julia? Okay, it was hiding behind one of my tabs. I was like, what just happened? All right, so I'm putting in the comments. I'm going to come to your questions in a little bit, guys. All right, somebody on Instagram is saying that they are lost. You missed a whole lot, sweetheart. I'm going to put the link inside of the Instagram comments. So it's www.payy.me/boss/00. All right, so the link is in the Instagram comments, guys. For those of you who are really interested in joining tonight, tomorrow morning, it's going to go back to the original price, which is $150 US. So in 2 Saturdays from today, we're going to be diving into birthing your winning business. Are you ready? Are you ready? I'm excited enough because I know I see, I know that a lot of you have amazing potential and you just needed some guidance. Like if I had a class like this 2 years ago, I would have taken it. I literally would have taken it. And I know as much as I've accomplished in the past 2 years, international speaker, author, and all these fabulous things, it would have taken me a lot less time if I had somebody holding my hand and guiding me through the process. So that is literally what I am giving to you. All of the lessons that I've learned over the past 2 years, I am putting the very basics into a 3-hour workshop to help you start your Teacherpreneur business. That's what the workshop is all about. So birth your winning business. All right, guys. So let me see. What are some of the questions that you have for me? It can be related to anything, guys. What are some of the questions that you have for me in the comments? Let me see. All right. Okay. Travel Reggie. Okay, so I'm sharing the workshop that I'm going to be hosting 2 Saturdays from today. It's called Birth Your Winning Business, and basically I'm going to take you through step by step, 5 different steps of how you can start a business as a teacherpreneur. So the first step is to identify your sellable skills. What are some of the skills, the talents, and the expertise that you have that you can sell and turn it into a literal business? Then I'm going to jump into writing your transformation statement. And the transformation statement is going to give you a lot of clarity on who you serve, how you serve them, and how your service can transform their lives. And then step 3, we're going to be looking at 7 different products and services that you can create from that one business. One business. We're not talking about multiple streams of income. We're not talking about 7 different businesses. One business, 7 different products and services from that one business. And then in step 4, we're going to help you to decide your pricing. How much is your 7 products and services are going to cost? We're going to help you. I am going to help. I keep saying we. I am going to help you determine how much your products and services are going to cost. And then from step 2, when we identified our transformation statement and we talked about our ideal clients and our customers, the final step is to help you find your ideal clients and customers online. That's what step 5 is about. So when you leave the workshop on Saturday, the 26th, you are going to have a business that you can start promoting, pushing, and implementing anywhere you go. That is the aim. That is the goal. So you're going to get so much clarity on what you can sell, how you can sell it, how much you're going to charge for it, and how you're going to provide value and get your money from your clients. So like I said, the regular cost for this program, this training, let's call it a training and a workshop because teachers love workshops. The regular cost for this workshop is $150 US. However, if you enroll tonight, I'm taking all of $50 off. So it will only cost you $100. Now, the link to register to enroll is in the comments. I did pin it on Instagram, and I'm hoping that it's still there where you all can see it on YouTube. So you can go ahead and enroll. All right, so now let me answer a couple of questions, guys. It's Q&A time. Q&A time. So let me check inside of the comments. All right, so here's a question from QJ. Hi, I think I know who that is. Just finished my degree and I'm not comfortable going into the classroom. Oh, let me stick a pin right there. The question is not done, but let's just talk about all of you teachers who are heading into the classroom for the very first time in the middle of a pandemic. I'm praying for you guys. That's all I have to say, because I'm going to be honest with you. I'm in a lot of teacher communities and I see a lot of these stresses, especially that the new teachers are experiencing. It's rough. I mean, it's rough to just be going into the classroom for the first time on a normal basis. Now, just imagine doing that in the middle of a pandemic. I understand completely what you guys are experiencing, and all I can say is that I have to pray for you. Try and get a mentor. Find somebody who is willing to support you throughout the process. That's going to be helpful. That has been helping a lot of people in a couple of the groups that I'm a part of. So try and get somebody who can help to support you through the process, because this is going to be rough. The next couple of months going to be hard. But if you're willing to stick to it, you can make it. And if you're willing to still do that and build your supplementary income, build your business, then you're going to have to figure out then how now are you going to find the time in the midst of all this madness to focus on building out your business, right? And what I recommend for that is just to do a time audit. Just look to see how many hours in your day you are really doing things that aren't that important. They are important, like watching TV for half an hour, just chilling on Netflix. Yes, it helps to soothe you. But could you be using that Netflix time to building out your business so that in another 3-4 years, you don't have to be worrying about where am I going to find time to watch a movie today? You understand? So put in that sacrifice from now. So in another 2-3 years, you don't have to sacrifice your time anymore. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, let me just continue reading the question. From what I see, the workload far outweighs the benefits, and you can work with that, or you cannot work with that. I say can, but I'm assuming you meant to write cannot. Just the workload alone for any teacher in this time is beyond normal. It really is beyond, even for the seasoned teacher, even for the teacher who is the techie teacher who has been doing this, and some of us love the technology. The workload alone, just for teaching in the middle of this pandemic, it's a lot, and a lot of teachers are not coping. And so for those teachers who decide that this, I can't deal with this anymore, that's where I come in. That's where I come in to really help you to transition into the next phase of your life. Yeah, cannot. I figured. I figured you're gonna say cannot manage this workload. All right. So another question from Sunny: do you recommend putting things in place to cushion the leap, or make the leap and allow things to fall in place? The wise answer to give you, Sunny, is that I recommend that you put things in place to cushion the leap. If you don't have a way for you to finance yourself, if you decide to resign today or hand in your resignation tomorrow, then I don't think it is wise for you to just walk away like that. Like I said to you, for me, it was a little bit easier simply because between my husband and I, we had made some steps a few years before to really start investing, right? Doing some serious investment in the stock market. And so a lot of the reasons why I was able to walk away from my teaching job without even thinking was because I knew that we could at least manage for a couple of months, you understand? On one salary before we all start dying for hunger. So it was a calculated decision for me. Now, if you know that at the end of this month, when your salary done, you don't know where food is going to come from. You don't know where your rent, if you're paying rent, is going to come from. I would not advise you to hand in your resignation just yet. I recommend that you start building that cushion from now, where until you get to a comfortable state where you're confident that if I resign tomorrow, I can manage for at least another few months on what I am making here. Or even if you haven't made that much money, can you consistently make the amount of money you have been making and still be able to survive? You understand? So the short answer is yes, build your cushion before you take the leap. Because if you don't have a cushion, you're going to fall drops on the concrete, and that is going to hurt. These analogies are hilarious. All right, so let me see. Somebody else is asking, will the course be offered at another time? I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't plan for it to be offered at another time. These are things that I sit and I think through and I plan out. So in terms of time, I don't have the time to do it for the rest of the year. That's the truth. So if it's gonna happen again, it's not gonna happen for 2020. So I can't tell you a definitive answer for that. And I prefer if people show up live. I don't want to offer a replay because of the nature of the course. It's going to be a working workshop. It is going to be a working workshop where I'm guiding you through. You're doing the work live with me and I'm giving you feedback. So I don't think the replay of a session like that is going to benefit many people. You're going to get more value from the live interaction. So show up live, put in the work so that at the end of the workshop, you have a business to walk away with. All right. Tammy is asking, how can persons start creating that cushion? If you already have a business, Tammy, then you're gonna, as best as possible right now, just sell like you've never sold in your life. Like, one of the things is that teachers don't know how to sell. We know how to teach, we don't know how to sell. And if you can't sell, you can't make money in business. You understand? If you already have a business, just put just press gas, put things in overdrive. If you don't already have a business, you can attend the workshop 2 Saturdays from today, and I guide you through how to get it started so you can start putting yourself out there and start generating that multiple stream of income or additional stream of income plus your salary, right? There are other things you can do. You don't even have to start a business. You can invest. If you are knowledgeable about investing is a big reason, a big part of the reason why I'm able to do a lot of the things I am able to do today, why I was able to just walk away from a teaching job with no looking back and all these things. You understand? So there are tons of options out there for you. And but my emphasis here is to help people to start businesses. So if you already have a business, press gas. If you used to advertise once a day, advertise twice a day, 3 times per day. Just multiply your sales strategy. If you don't have a business, you're gonna need help to start one. Like, what can you do to start making money? Then the workshop is what I have created to help you do exactly that. So that cushion, that money that you're gonna need to start building up that cushion, you can start by creating that business and start selling. And guys, here's the thing. You don't have to buy and sell anything. You don't have to go back to school to learn any new skill or sit through some virtual class to get another certification in order to start your business. Everything you need to start your business is already here. Right here. And those are the kinds of businesses that I help people with. So if you're planning to do a drop shipping where you're going to buy and sell products and services, don't come to Julia, because I'm not going to be delving into that. I want the people who are going to use what they have already, your knowledge, your skills, your expertise, your talents. How can you now use what is already here that you've been building up for the many, many years, your knowledge, everything in your brain? And we're going to literally turn that into a sellable business. As a matter of fact, a global business, because y'all know I am the online queen. So everything I do must involve being online. All right. Any other questions? Yes, press gas, Yana. We have to press gas. Any other questions? Any other questions? We're literally coming up to the 1 hour mark. So we've been doing Q&A for like 20 minutes now. Oh dear. Instagram, guys, I'm going to be kicked off in a few seconds. So it was good for you guys to join. Remember, there is a discount for the class for tonight only. The link is right there. If you need further information, just send me a DM. Just send me a DM and I'll get back with you. All right? All right, guys. Any other questions before we log out tonight? Any other questions? All right, let me know. If no other questions, what is your biggest takeaway from tonight's session? What is the biggest takeaway you will move on with from tonight's session? What was the major thing that you learned? What was the thing that caused you to really think and say to yourself, you know, what was that thing? Let me know. And then we are going to log out for tonight. And I hope to see you guys inside of the workshop. I'm waiting on the comments to come up. I know it's a bit delayed right here on YouTube. I have literally about 60 seconds before you guys hear what I said. That's just how things work. So I'm waiting for you guys to pop your comments in the chat and let me know what is your biggest takeaway from tonight's session. So while I wait, let me just hail up a few people. If you don't know what hail up means, it basically means to say hello. So thanks to Tammy. Thanks to Tammy for interacting in the comments. QJ Flex, Sunny Lou. I saw somebody telling me hi earlier on. Yeah, what's your biggest takeaway? Type them. I'm coming back to them. I'm just checking to see all of the people who are in the chat. Natalie! Oh, Natalie. What's up, girl? Anthony Lawrence was on as well. Melissa and a couple of other people. Oh my goodness. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. So, all right. So your biggest takeaway time with your child is your priority. Yes, honey? That one hit me to the core. So yeah, priority. You cannot be stretching yourself over 20 odd, 40 odd, 50 odd children, and your own children are not getting the best of you. No, that is not fair. That is not fair. Press gas. Press gas. Yes, darling. Press gas. Absolutely. Press gas. Yes. All right, guys. So we're going to close off for today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Make sure that you drag another teacher friend on with you next week. You hear? Please bring them along with you. Do not keep this awesomeness to yourself. We meet here every single Monday night at 7:30 p.m. Jamaica time, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we're going to be delving into a different issue as it relates to, a different topic rather, as it relates to teacher entrepreneurship, building wealth, building your legacy, and really just living the life that you always dreamed of. So bring someone with you next week, and so we can all learn, grow, and thrive together. QJ is saying that you must consider your personal well-being first. Yeah, you have to put you first. And people say we're selfish when we say that as teachers, but it's not. It's called self-preservation. If you're not around to give the value to their kids, then what's the point? What's the point? You can easily be replaced, but then it just means that what you were giving of yourself meant nothing to anybody. You understand? All right, guys. So that's it for tonight. Thank you for hanging out with me, and we'll meet next week. Same time, same place. God bless you. Have a blessed week, and I'll see you in the workshop. I'll see you in the workshop. All right, guys. Take care.